Wildfire smoke from Canada was blowing into the American upper Midwest on Tuesday. The foggy air that could be seen over Minnesota's lakeport city of Duluth is drifting down from huge wildfires in Canadian provinces Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. And the smoke is expected to spread to New York and the East Coast in the days ahead, putting tens of millions of people's health at risk. The wildfires have swept Canada since May, forcing thousands of evacuations and disrupting the area's oil production. The Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Center says that as of Monday, over 200 fires were active, with 106 out of control. An air quality tracker, IQ Air, says air ratings will get worse in New York, Philadelphia, Washington, and Boston on early Wednesday, to levels it says are unhealthy for sensitive groups. However, Ely, Minnesota, near the Manitoba border, hit a hazardous air quality of 336 on Tuesday afternoon. And in IQ Air's list of the world's major cities, Minneapolis ranked third worst for air quality, with a 168 reading, tying with Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of Congo. One public health expert Reuters spoke to said, quote, "Airborne particulate matter is the most serious environmental health risk we know of, and can damage the heart, lungs, and brain. So far, Canada's wildfires have burned through 4.7 million acres of land, causing widespread damage. But the current crisis is still far smaller than in 2023, when about 42 million acres burned."
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Brian Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services, from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell-focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years' experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
Hi, Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Lovin'. Puppy Lovin' is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
U.S. stock indexes closed higher on Tuesday, with the Dow and S&P 500 each gaining roughly 0.5% and the Nasdaq climbing 0.8%. Tuesday brought more mixed economic data, including a report from the Labor Department that showed job openings increased in April, while layoffs also picked up. Ross Mayfield is investment strategist at Baird.
The big one for investors is going to be a pretty solid JOLTS jobs report. There's a lot of anxiety about where the labor market stands today. We get some good data, some data that shows some cracks. And ultimately, if you're going to build the bull case for the economy, you have to bring the labor market and the consumer along. So I think getting that pop in job openings and seeing a little bit of resilience from the labor market is helping things today. And then you have continued momentum from big tech and AI adjacent names. So that obviously is helping given the concentration there.
That tech momentum was courtesy of chip makers NVIDIA and Broadcom, which each rose roughly 3%. Broadcom hit a fresh record high after the company said it has begun to ship its latest networking chip that aims to speed AI. Other movers included Dollar General, which surged nearly 16% as the discount retailer raised its annual sales forecast after surpassing quarterly sales expectations. And CrowdStrike, up 2% at the close, shed more than 6% in extended trading after the cybersecurity firm forecast second quarter revenue below Wall Street estimates. Meanwhile, the White House said President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping are set to speak this week after Trump accused China of violating an agreement to roll back tariffs. The Trump administration wants countries to provide their best offer on trade negotiations by Wednesday, as officials seek to accelerate talks with multiple partners ahead of a self-imposed deadline in just 5 weeks, according to a draft letter to negotiating partners seen by Reuters.
So the JOLTS report, I would start by saying it's a very lowly or poorly responded to survey. So we've seen this trend in recent years where survey response rates have gone down. JOLTS is kind of a particular offender. So it can be a bit noisy. Take it with a grain of salt. I think what we're seeing is broadly the same message that we're seeing from other parts of the market, which is anecdotally, you're seeing layoffs tick up. Microsoft, there have been a couple high profile rounds of layoffs in recent days, but you also just have this underlying strength, and I think really emblematic of a labor market that kind of won't crack, but is certainly far from robust. A couple years ago, we had this really tight labor market. Wage growth was strong. There was a lot of job hopping and big wage gains being made. Today, that is not the case, even though the labor supply is still fairly tight. So we kind of are just in no man's land here. And I think the non-farm payrolls report on Friday is going to be really important. But you just have enough signs of strength to keep the economy going. And you saw the PCE numbers, again, solid but soft. The whole consumer economy kind of exists in that space right now. And quite frankly, there's not a lot of signal. It's kind of just this mushy middle where things are okay but not great, signs of weakness, and then you'll get a sign of strength. And the uptick in the layoffs number in the JOLTS report is just another piece in that puzzle. So factory orders down after a couple months of strong gains. I do think that there's a lot of noise in this kind of import-export manufacturing data because of the tariffs, the rollout, the way they've been implemented, businesses trying to kind of deal with this big change on the fly. So you saw a big rush of imports, people trying to order stuff ahead of time, build inventory just to prepare for whatever might come next because there was so much uncertainty. Now you're seeing a little bit of deflation. We've seen the tariffs walk back. At least we have this 90-day pause. And so you see this downtick in factory orders. I mean, ultimately, manufacturing is not a very big part of the economy, but I do think that it's emblematic of the kind of uncertainty and volatility that has gripped that sector amid this tariff tantrum and tariff uncertainty, and likely will continue to. We have this 90-day pause, but June, July, I would expect to be in a similar boat where you have very noisy data and probably ultimately not a lot of signal to be taken from it, except that maybe companies have done enough inventory building and are kind of pulling their foot off the gas at this point.
Elon Musk has waded into the debate over Donald Trump's sweeping tax and spending bill, and it seems he's not on the president's side. Posting on X, Musk said he couldn't stand it anymore and had to speak up. He said, quote, "This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong." Musk said the bill would massively increase the U.S. budget deficit and leave citizens crushed by unsustainable public debts. The House of Representatives last month passed the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill by one vote. Now the Senate aims to pass it over the next month, though it's expected to revise the House version. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office has estimated the measure could add $3.8 trillion to federal debts, which already exceed $36 trillion. White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt says Musk's opinions were no surprise.
Look, the president already knows where Elon Musk stood on this bill. It doesn't change the president's opinion. This is one big, beautiful bill, and he's sticking to it.
House Speaker Mike Johnson was also dismissive, saying, "My friend Elon is terribly wrong." But some Republican fiscal hawks have called for changes to the bill to limit debt increases. Musk's intervention also adds to signs that he is trying to distance himself from Trump. The billionaire had previously been close to the president, playing a key role in efforts to cut government spending. But he recently stepped down from his role in the so-called Department of Government Efficiency and announced he would refocus on his businesses. Investors have been concerned that his closeness to Trump was alienating customers at his car firm Tesla, where sales have slumped in some markets.
Higher U.S. tariffs on imported steel and aluminum kicked in on Wednesday. Late the day before, Donald Trump signed a proclamation that put into effect his surprise announcement from last week, when he said he would double the levies from 25% to 50%. White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett said the move came after analysis showed the steel industry needed more help. The increase will apply to all trading partners except the UK, which is the only country to have struck a trade deal with the US. Its rate will stay at 25%, but the country is not a major exporter of metals to the US. Canada looks set to be hit hard by the new increase, however, as it's the top supplier of steel to America. And Mexico, another major exporter, said it would seek an exemption.
Economy
Secretary Marcelo Ebrard said the tariffs were unfair, as the US has a trade surplus in steel with Mexico. Wednesday was also the deadline set by Washington for nations to submit their best offers on trade. That's if they want to avoid Trump's hefty Liberation Day tariffs taking effect in 5 weeks. Those duties were imposed, then paused for 90 days to allow time for talks. The White House says it has sent a letter to trading partners reminding them of the deadline. It asks countries to list their best offers in various sectors and says they will get an indication of the likely response within days. At issue for most nations is whether they retain the baseline 10% rate set for most shipments to the US or face a sharp increase. Japan said it had not received any letter regarding the offer deadline.
All right, let's take a look at the weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania. Middle of the week, Wednesday, 4th day of June. Plenty of sunshine today. Nice and warm, too. Hazy and mid-80s for a high. A few clouds tonight with lows in the mid-60s. Thursday, afternoon thunderstorms, upper 70s. Friday, scattered thunderstorms, mid-70s. Saturday, partly cloudy. Yesterday, it was saying like 60s for Saturday. Now it's mid-70s. That's a big change. Sunday, partly cloudy, mid-70s. Meadville this morning at 65 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 64. Titusville, 55. Franklin, 57. Oil City, 53 degrees. Waiting for that heat from Meadville way to come over this way. So, yeah, looking forward to that. All right, 16 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. Waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. Waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. Waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill.
All right, Wednesday morning, middle of the week. This is the second day in a row where my throat got like really, really dry, like the Sahara. Like,
oh no.
Yeah. It's just like hit.
Sorry.
No, I know I had some cough drops from something. They might be in the car, but yeah, crazy. Weather forecast looks like still rain on the weekend, but warmer, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I think I was saying like 60s, mid-60s on Saturday, but now it's into the 70s, so we'll take that. Tomorrow and Friday, not looking good in terms of rain for those schools maybe looking to try to do graduation outside. I mean, it could change. You never know. But actually, this weekend looks like it's clearing up. Partly cloudy Saturday and Sunday. So, yeah, that's a big change.
Sweet.
So maybe there is hope. Maybe we'll get in tomorrow and Friday will change a little bit. Or maybe not.
I do feel we've had 2 boys graduate, and we've been very lucky with the weather on both of them, being able to be outside in a facility that holds all of the spectators. I think the big problem is with an indoor. It gets hot in there, but there's also limited space.
Yeah.
So
usually tickets are limited, more limited. But yeah. Well, it is what it is, right?
Yep.
I'm sure the kids are. I haven't asked our youngest yet, although I'm kind of dancing around it. But I think he's excited to get things wrapped up for the school year.
100%. It's not been I can't say it's been a rough school year, but it's adjustment when you're going. It's his freshman year, and he's just a different school.
It's an odd time.
And it's harder.
I think my freshman year is my hardest year.
Yeah, definitely mine too. So I think, and he did it. Saying this stupid, like it sounds ridiculous. Both brothers are out of the house now. Like this was his first year without a brother, there to help him with whatever, homework, whatever. So I think it was a lot for him. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it has to be weird going from having a couple brothers around to one brother around to just him.
Yeah,
hanging out with us.
Poor guy, because he always had like, hey, I'm brother, I'm going to do this. You want to join me? Hop in the car and go. Now it's like.
It is nice though. They do incorporate them when they're around. So
they definitely do, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Just like sometimes you let me do things with you if I'm around. So, like that's my husband. Hold on. You want to? The only thing I hate doing. I don't know why. Because I like people. I absolutely hate going to the grocery store like a late Saturday morning, early afternoon. I absolutely hate it.
It usually happens when we work on Saturday, and then it's like, what? If we just go to the store
and get it over with.
Because the alternative is usually like me by myself Sunday morning try to, squeeze it in. And I hate that.
I don't even mind like a Saturday morning, but just something about that time. It just feels like when you go to the store around noon, and by the time you get home and unpack, it feels like it's 5 o'clock. Like, it just feels like 4 hours somehow just disappears. And I know it's not that. It's maybe an hour. But still, it just feels like 4 hours of your Saturday is just gone, even though it is probably just about an hour.
Yeah.
But, that's the only thing. And then plus, you have this tendency to invite me to go to the grocery store when I'm hungry. So in your head, you're like, okay, this is what we're getting. This is what we're doing. And then I'm like a 2-year-old. That looks good. That looks good. Can we get this? Are we having this for dinner? You're like, no, we're having this for dinner. Oh, well, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I feel bad for you because you have to put up with me, but you also invite it sometimes. Like, honey, I really want you to go to the grocery store with me.
Yeah. I know.
And you see all those, the wives look miserable there because their husbands are all doing the same thing.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I have a list. And I have it organized by section. And you're like, let's go this. No, just follow me. Just please follow me.
I know, but I'm not going to get into it. Because the only thing I would say is you have your list, but you'll go to aisle 10, backtrack to aisle 4.
Not very often. It's usually in order. No, it's in order. No, it's in order by aisle. The only time I stray is I'm like, I'm going to go to the dairy real quick. Or if I'm avoiding somebody.
No.
Or if I'm avoiding you.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, can't we just go?
Can you just?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was out last night.
Yes, you were.
I went to the Meadville Chambers open house at the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation. I'm proud to sit on that board. But great evening. Holy smokes, what a beautiful ride over, first of all. Great crowd. A lot of folks touring. So the building that Crawford Heritage Community Foundation resides in, they just purchased not too long ago from the Meadville Library. And they're making it a great community space and a space for nonprofits. It's just fantastic. We have done election coverage from that space. Yep. It is awesome. And Christian had a chance to kind of show off some of the remodeling that's been taking place there with some energy efficient windows and new doors and the conference space that they have, the community room. So just well done. From the Meadville Chamber and Christian Marr from the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation. Just a great night to kind of be out and got to talk to a lot of folks and grab some business cards. And you might be hearing from some of those folks here soon that are looking for some attention with some things that they have coming up. So looking forward to helping to promote that. Let's see, what else? There's something I was going to say on top of that. No, it's just a great night. Oh, Christa and the Meadville Chamber. So there's so much going on with the Meadville Chamber. I hate to miss them, and Christa doesn't want to miss today. But she's got her women's golf outing this morning that she's scrambling to get ready for. See what I did there? Scrambling. So we're going to revisit our interview with her last week because there's a lot of good stuff going on. But you've golfed in the women's golf outing before with the Meadville Chamber.
It's a great event.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun. And I may have sampled some cookies that they're going to be serving out there this morning. Chocolate chip and, what's the other one? Oh my gosh. Oh, what was it? Anyways, just phenomenal. Holy smokes, were they good. So, Christa Lundy getting ready for the women's golf outing here this morning with the Meadville Chamber, and we wish her all the way. I told her yesterday, I said, you are lucking out because the weather today is going to be great. At least it's not like Thursday, Friday where you got that chance of thunderstorms. So, looking forward to seeing how things go there. But from leadership program to all sorts of things, Thunder in the City, got the Meadville Chamber newsletter yesterday. What's on the front? Thunder in the City. Already. August 1st and 2nd. So it's coming fast. And some great live entertainment. Clever Norman, Jake's Blues, Fred Oakman, Jeff Rose and Joe Thompson, Ripper Acoustics, Me and the Boy, Mayflower Hill. And that's just the entertainment. So a lot happening there. Let's get into birthdays and what we're celebrating here this morning. And today is, I was getting kind of confused. I was thinking it was the 5th. It's not. It's the 4th of June. So on this June 4th, who's celebrating today?
All right. Actor Keith David is 69 today. Actor Scott Wolf is 57. Sorry. Comedian Horatio Sands is 56. Actor Noah Wiley is 54. Actress Angelina Jolie is 50. Model Bar Raffaelli is 40. And actress Maria Bakalova is 29. I swear. I need to practice these before.
Yeah. Do you recognize her from anything?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, happy birthday to them and happy birthday to you. If you'd like Amy to butcher your name, you can let us know. I think we want to try for Monday to have some birthdays on our Facebook page.
What?
If somebody wants you, if somebody wants
I thought
you
you meant
to wish.
Sorry. Yes, that's great. Yeah, let's do that.
Whatever. All right, from birthdays to what we're celebrating here today. What are we celebrating?
It is Audacity to Hope Day, Global Running Day, International Corgi Day, International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression, National Cheese Day, National Christian T-Shirt Day, National Cognac Day, National Hug Your Cat Day, National Old Maids Day, National Safe Day, National Tailors Day, National Shopping Cart Day, National Hug Your Cat Month. That's it.
A lot of stuff with cats.
Yeah, it's not our month.
Mm-mm.
I'm allergic, so I just can't. And then they always migrate and like to be around my legs. So then my eyes swell up and I can't breathe. And I'm not trying to be a hater. I just
I'm not a fan of cats at all.
Horrible to me.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I people have told me they have personalities. I've never. I don't know.
Our dog has a great personality.
I know. I love our dog.
Amazing. You finally got home last night and was when we sat down to eat. So we're we're sitting, our kids are scattered and they already ate and one's not there, and so we're on the couch talking and eating, and the dog just comes up and moves whatever between us and lays down.
Yeah.
It's sorry guys.
Yeah. I was thinking, this is fun. Tomorrow night, it's back.
For
the summer. If you're looking for something fun to do, no cost, just good time entertainment. The OC&T Railroad having their open mic series. It's going to kick off tomorrow, every Thursday through the summer, basically. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good
there might
time.
be some dates that it won't be happening, but around, I can't remember, 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
5 to 8 usually.
Sorry.
At the OC&T Railroad. But yeah, if you get a chance, stop out. It's great just to sit down at the train station, and it's an open mic. So if you play, bring an instrument and come join us tomorrow. Looking forward to having that. All right, we're coming up on 7:30 here this morning. We'll bring you the latest headlines, and we'll revisit that interview with Christa Lundy. Also this morning, Kat Thompson will be joining us, and Will Price from the United Way of the Venango and Titusville region.
Wildfire smoke from Canada was blowing into the American upper Midwest on Tuesday. The foggy air that could be seen over Minnesota's Lakeport city of Duluth is drifting down from huge wildfires in Canadian provinces Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. And the smoke is expected to spread to New York and the East Coast in the days ahead, putting tens of millions of people's health at risk. The wildfires have swept Canada since May, forcing thousands of evacuations and disrupting the area's oil production. The Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Center says that as of Monday, over 200 fires were active, with 106 out of control. An air quality tracker, IQ Air, says air ratings will get worse in New York, Philadelphia, Washington, and Boston on early Wednesday, to levels it says are unhealthy for sensitive groups. However, Ely, Minnesota, near the Manitoba border, hit a hazardous air quality of 336 on Tuesday afternoon. And in IQ Air's list of the world's major cities, Minneapolis ranked third worst for air quality, with a 168 reading, tying with Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of Congo. One public health expert Reuters spoke to said, quote, "Airborne particulate matter is the most serious environmental health risk we know of, and can damage the heart, lungs, and brain. So far, Canada's wildfires have burned through 4.7 million acres of land, causing widespread damage. But the current crisis is still far smaller than in 2023, when about 42 million acres burned."
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Welcome to Inspire Med Spa, the place you know and love for massages, Botox, laser resurfacing, and semi-permanent makeup. Now we're offering even more, including laser hair removal, tattoo removal, and hair rejuvenation. Our team is here to provide expert care in a peaceful, luxurious environment designed with your relaxation in mind. And with our newly added services, now you can get all your beauty services in one place. Visit Inspire Med Spa today, because you deserve to look and feel your best.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same. But you have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org. This Memorial Day, Community Chevrolet honors those who fought to save the freedoms we enjoy today. And the least we can do is save you more than $9,000 off America's favorite truck, the Silverado.
You have my undivided attention. Ooh, I smell hot dogs.
You can also save more than $5,000 off the Silverado 2500 and more than $2,000 off the 2025 Colorado.
I may be colorblind, but these deals seem red, white, and true.
Community Chevy's Memorial Day sale only during Military Appreciation Month at Community Chevrolet.
U.S. stock indexes closed higher on Tuesday, with the Dow and S&P 500 each gaining roughly 0.5% and the Nasdaq climbing 0.8%. Tuesday brought more mixed economic data, including a report from the Labor Department that showed job openings increased in April, while layoffs also picked up. Ross Mayfield is investment strategist at Baird.
The big one for investors is going to be a pretty solid JOLTS jobs report. There's a lot of anxiety about where the labor market stands today. We get some good data, some data that shows some cracks. And ultimately, if you're going to build the bull case for the economy, you have to bring the labor market and the consumer along. So I think getting that pop in job openings and seeing a little bit of resilience from the labor market is helping things today. And then you have continued momentum from big tech and AI adjacent names. So that obviously is helping given the concentration there.
That tech momentum was courtesy of chip makers NVIDIA and Broadcom, which each rose roughly 3%. Broadcom hit a fresh record high after the company said it has begun to ship its latest networking chip that aims to speed AI. Other movers included Dollar General, which surged nearly 16% as the discount retailer raised its annual sales forecast after surpassing quarterly sales expectations. And CrowdStrike, up 2% at the close, shed more than 6% in extended trading after the cybersecurity firm forecast second quarter revenue below Wall Street estimates. Meanwhile, the White House said President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping are set to speak this week after Trump accused China of violating an agreement to roll back tariffs. The Trump administration wants countries to provide their best offer on trade negotiations by Wednesday, as officials seek to accelerate talks with multiple partners ahead of a self-imposed deadline in just 5 weeks, according to a draft letter to negotiating partners seen by Reuters.
Well, joining us this morning is Christa Lundy, the Executive Director of the Meadville Area Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Christa. How are you today?
Good morning. I am well. It wasn't too rainy coming in. It was all good.
I think we're all kind of waiting for summer to get here now,
We
right?
We are. So
it doesn't stop you from planning and getting ready for a lot of big events coming up.
It does not. I said, I can't believe it's June already, but we are so busy planning fall things right now because our June things are pretty much in order. Next Wednesday, is it next Wednesday? The 4th? Yeah. 1 week from today is our women's golf outing. So
wow.
Hard to believe we'll be out at Mount Hope Golf Course. We still have room for teams. We're still looking for a few gift baskets from people for the ladies, for the golfers. I have an abundance of volunteers this year, so that's fantastic. A lot of people said, hey, I can't sponsor, or hey, I'm new to the chamber, can I come meet some people? So going to be a great day out at Mount Hope Golf Course. We have close to 20 teams so far. We can still take a few more. You don't have to be a chamber member to join. Just get 4 ladies together that can putt and one that can really golf and come have a great time.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people from the community that are volunteering, running games, helping me at the pavilion, taking team photos, that kind of thing. So that is June 4th.
And all of that benefits the chamber.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're meeting new people. So that's what we're all about, making connections and building relationships. We've been I've had a lot of events since I've been here. Actually, we've had a couple of ribbon cuttings. We had our Business Women's Roundtable group out in Cambridge Springs. We had our after hours at Vitality Natural Health and Wellness, and learned all about both those places. So it's been really great. We've been really busy, but after the women's golf outing, the night before actually is on the 3rd Tuesday. The next Tuesday is our after hours for June. So we're kicking it off, starting right in that first week. will be at Crawford Heritage Community Foundation at Christian Marr's office, the newly renovated community boardroom there. It's beautiful, so looking forward to being there. I don't know if we've been there in quite some time. We've used that room for meetings. We just had our time management seminar there. We've been there for Nonprofit Day on Leadership Meadville Day. But I don't think the community or the membership as a whole has gone to visit there. So looking forward to that.
We've done election coverage from there a couple times. Great room. It is. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And speaking of Leadership Meadville, 2 weeks from this Friday, on Friday the 13th, we will be out at the Oaks in Conneaut Lake and have Leadership Meadville 15 graduation and celebration. This is the first year we've done this and had a separate morning for the graduation festivities. We made Economic Development Day a full day. Instead of in the past, it's been half a day and then our leadership luncheon. But economic development really needs its own day, especially with so many things happening in our region now. And it was a great day a couple Fridays ago. But yeah, that Friday the 13th, we'll be out at the Oaks having a great lunch. And the class will be there in the morning and we'll go over their presentations and what they thought of the class and let us know anybody that's interested in being part of the class. And I think I have 10 applications so far, so there's still room. I have room for 10 more. We'll get them in the next couple weeks. June 15th is the deadline for those. But come listen to us, listen to the class, and we give away a couple awards that day. Have a great lunch. It's open to anyone can attend. Come see the class and see who's winning those awards and see them get their certificates, receive those from Gary Svets, our facilitator. And of course, we have a guest speaker each year, and this year I'm very excited. Gabe Panchora of Hagen Business Machines of Meadville, who is Leadership Meadville alumni. He's on the committee. He's one of our ambassadors. He's just an emerging leader.
A ball
2025.
Of energy.
He is. If we could bottle his energy, oh my gosh, I definitely wish I could on mornings like this. So. But Gabe Panchora is just a great young person doing remarkable things. And for many of those reasons, he is one of our emerging leaders this year that was recognized at our Diamond Awards. But he'll be speaking about getting involved in your community. So, and what that does for you and helps you grow your business and make connections and make friends and just feel good about supporting your community that you grew up in. So
I had a chance to talk to him back at the Chili Chowder and Soup Cook-Off, and he's just so friendly and you know, I don't know, he was, again, just a lot of energy.
And that was before we even knew he was going to be winning the award. That was at Chili Chowder Soup Cook-Off, and he's on the committee, and he came just to volunteer. So yeah.
That's great. And then again, you mentioned the deadline's coming up, middle part of June?
Yes.
But you're going to
don't wait till then.
Yeah, don't wait till then. But he's just, you think about it, it's like June. Oh my gosh, July, August, and then it's back to another round of leadership. It's crazy.
And June 15th, that's that big Father's Day weekend that's so busy in Meadville. There's so many things happening. The Thurston Classic is happening. A lot of things that weekend. The the historic house tour through the Baldwin Reynolds Museum. And the week before is First Friday. That weekend is Second Saturday. So First Friday is Second Saturdays, and a lot of places are having live music now. So get out and support them. A lot happening.
Yeah, I start to get nervous when I'm like driving through Townville, and you start to see the banner for the Townville Old Home Days. It's like, oh gosh, summer's going fast.
Because that's usually when it's half over.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Townville. Yep. I don't miss Old Home Days. That is always the second weekend in July there. But yeah, a lot happening. And we're planning, I have in front of me, mark your calendars for Thunder in the City. We printed off thousands of these for upcoming car shows or festivals that are happening in our region, and gave them to our committee last week when we met. So if they're going somewhere where there's a car show, drop a bunch of these so people can see for our car show, Jeep show, bike show, Bike parade down through town, live music. We have live music from the time Thunder starts till the time it ends this year for the first time.
Wow.
And new, I found out yesterday, Firehouse Tap and Grill as our main entertainment sponsor. So a big thank you to Dave Stone, one of the owners there at Firehouse Tap and Grill, and who has been on the Thunder Committee for many, many years. Appreciate him. And then Bayshore Homes is also one of those entertainment sponsors to add that entertainment during the day after the Meadville Master the Mic singing competition right up through the evening. We have some extra music. So they are, and then Street Track and Trail, of course, is another one. They do a tremendous job for us, have supported us from the time before I was even there, part of Thunder. So a big thank you to Street Track and Trail for also allowing us vehicles to get around that weekend and put up barricades and take stuff to and from the office downtown. So those are our three main sponsors of Thunder, and big thanks to them. But that's August 1st and 2nd, and we are busy planning that.
Wow.
And you're probably too young, Luke, but for those of you that are listening that are my age, maybe a little younger and a little older, we are bringing something back. We are kicking Thunder in the City off the night before on Thursday night with the Tool City Hot Summer Night Cruise-In. So Thursday, July 31st, get your classic, vintage, antique, just beautiful car out, clean it up and get it ready like we used to do on Friday nights, and we're going to cruise the Diamond.
Wow.
And we're going to cruise downtown Meadville. And Cool 101.7 is going to have music playing. We're going to have some food trucks in the Diamond. I talked to Mary and Venango from the city yesterday. So 70s, 80s, and 90s music will be playing. And we're going to line up on Main Street like they do for the Halloween parade and come in past Pizza Villa around the Diamond, down Chestnut Street, down to Market Street, and then back up Arch, back on Park Avenue, and just a big loop around town. Lineup is from 6 to 7, and from 7 to 9 is the cruise-in. So get your chairs and sit them in the Diamond to watch all the cars and visit with people. Get your music playing out of your car, I'm sure. Probably won't even be able to hear the music. Well, there'll be so much music playing, so.
This is like the sequel to American Graffiti here.
There we go. But we've heard a lot of people like very nostalgic, very much looking forward to it. I'm anxious just to see all the cars, and the vintage cars are like cars that I drove now at this point. It's kind of sad, but yeah, so really looking forward to that. And then kicking off, Jake's Blues is going to be our music. The first night we have Clever Norman opening up for Jake's Blues on Friday night, and Jake is local and veteran and great name, great entertainer, period. So looking forward to that Friday night the 1st. And then we have Me and the Boy opening for Mayflower Hill Saturday night. So some good acts and then music throughout the day. So yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. And I don't want to think about that. There's so much happening in between, but we're planning that and getting final things ready for that.
I was just thinking, you hustling, around town trying to get everything together. And then it's like, you'll be doing that a month later with the wine walk.
We will be, and we're already getting not nominations. We're getting applications in for that to be part of the wine walk, and that is September 13th. So that is fast approaching as well. So
September. Didn't we just start this year?
We did. And we're almost happy. But a lot of things are happening. So, and we were talking beforehand. When we don't have work things, it's nice to take that time and breathe and, not be going a million places. But it's also nice that we mention, I don't know how many times over the years, not only just in your hometown, but go to a neighboring town, park, and just walk around, explore, see what's there. Introduce yourself to some of those business owners that are supporting your local ball team, your church team, your fundraisers, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Take the time to walk around. You don't have to buy something at every place, but support them if you can. Eat local, drink local, shop local, support local.
It's so important if you're somebody trying to be part of events like this, or if you're having an event, to get that information out as quickly as possible, even if it's 6 months down the road, to start that process, because there's so much going on, and it's so important to just make sure your stuff's out in that mix. And then you add the networking part to it. That's why it's important, to do the golf outing, to attend a chamber event, so that if you're hosting something, or a part of another event, you can promote that within the conversations you're having.
Right, and not only just on social media or on shows like this that we do, at events that we're doing, in the newsletter, on our website, a little bit of everything, but we want to know what our members are doing. Tomorrow morning, we actually have a member orientation. We have them quarterly, so if anyone is new to the chamber, or if you are interested in joining the chamber, or you're like, I don't even know what the chamber is really about, I hear about it from some of my colleagues, or I've heard about it, join us from 8 to 9:30 tomorrow morning at the chamber office. We're at 908 Diamond Park. Right on Diamond Park there, the yellow, beautiful Allegheny College Founders House, yellow house with the white pillars. But Julie and Stephanie and I will go over all things chamber. We will ask people, what their business is, what their business is about. So we want to learn about your business as well, not just stand there and talk to you about the chamber. We want to learn about the businesses that are in that room and have them, share ideas, share what's happening with their business, and then ask any questions to us. And they are usually very informative and great resource. People exchange business cards. Some of our ambassadors will be there as well. So,
well, the other
they're
thing,
free to come attend.
The other thing, Chris, is you got sometimes people that will ask you a question, and now a lot of times you'll have the answer, but for those rare times where you go, you know what? I know somebody.
Absolutely, and that is key. Surround yourself with positive people and people that know things about topics you don't, or maybe experts. If someone needs something tech savvy, I am not your girl, but I know people that are great at things like that. I'm not real super artistic, but I know great artsy, creative minds that are doing great things. If you want to plan an event, I'm your girl. I can help you with most things with that kind of thing. If you want to build relationships, I'm there to help you with that. Just be yourself and listen more than you talk when you're in a new conversation. Take things in kind of thing. We all have things that we are great at. We all have hidden talents, and again, I have surrounded myself with great people at the office, with ambassadors, with the staff. Everybody kind of does their own thing, but we are a great team together for the bigger picture, for the chamber as a whole and for our community and region as a whole.
I'm going to bring up something to your point in a second. Let's do this. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Christa Lundy with us here this morning, Executive Director of the Meadville Area Chamber of Commerce. Again, one of those great things that you provide, like the HR Consortium. Yep. And you were just at one yesterday.
We were at Haas's. And again, I think people thought it was their Monday and weren't thinking it was Tuesday. We didn't have a great turnout, but Alan Clark from the 911 Center from Crawford County Emergency Department was there. I took 2 pages of notes. It was so informative, so educational. We had probably 6 or 7 of us there. We have these HR roundtables once a month and bring in a different speaker talking about a different topic. And again, they're free. They're educational. They are HR Consortium, but you don't have to be the specific HR person at your workplace. We had some bigger businesses represented yesterday, some smaller businesses, and they all were so good. Like, this was great. Like, I don't know why more people aren't here. You learned what we gave us handouts of what you should have in your emergency kit at work, at home, steps that you should do. There were action steps to do, not just talking at us about things. So it was really, really great. And I brought some of those back to the office, and I'm going to send that and give those out at my board meeting, and give a little recap of what he talked about. So that's another 15 businesses that weren't there that can learn about what they can do. And next month we have Marianne Menano, our city manager, will be there, and she's going to give us an update on the city and what's happening. And I'm hoping to get one of the county commissioners there as well, so we can have a city and a county update. And then we have someone from DCED coming in the next month. We have different speakers coming in each month, and why not come to this for free and hear what's happening, or hear from these experts, whether you're the HR person or not. They're a great resource and just another free part of your membership.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, if you're kind of trying to figure out all this stuff, that's where that call to the chamber to say, hey, can I have 5 minutes of your time? I'm trying to figure out how to get my business, more engaged or more involved.
And those people can have as much time as they need. 5 minutes probably isn't going to do it.
No, but
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
But like I always want to schedule a half an hour or an hour with people. Let's just sit down and first of all, tell me about your business. Tell me what keeps you up at night. What can we help you with? Who can we connect you to? What can we do for you? Kind of thing, basic. And then, here's a few things that we do. Here's a few of our board members' contacts names. Here's our ambassadors. Then here's events and programs, our leadership program, our foundation connecting, business and community leaders to students, trying to keep students in our, working pool here.
I was just laughing because I could just picture you saying, here's a few things that we do, thinking like just this hour.
Yeah, just this week.
There's a lot. We don't want to overwhelm you, but there's a lot. Hey, also some great chamber trips that people can take part in.
There are actually the Italy trip. There's still time to join us on the Italy trip. We are collaborating with the Venango Chamber of Commerce, and I'm very excited. Stephanie and I, both from the chamber office, are taking friends with us and going, and then we have 20-some more people going from the Meadville Chamber, and then we're working with the Venango Chamber. I know they have 30 to 40 people, so we're going to have 2 buses of people from our region in Italy making connections, building friendships, making memories, and really looking forward
eating pizza.
To yes, and gelato. I will eat gelato before pizza, but yes. And a lot of people will be drinking wine, but just the architecture, the history, the people, the food, the experience. Very much looking forward to that. And by next week, I should have the chamber trip in January back. I had to change the resort. I sent information out a little prematurely, so those of you that got that information, I apologize. We had a little snafu, and it was a little pricey, so we went. We're going to another different resort. Looking forward to it. Amy Rechtenwald is doing a tremendous job for us, and I should have that flyer by next week at the latest. And that's that last week of January to the first week of February. All-inclusive tropical paradise, somewhere warm. Looking forward to that always.
You might have to do 2 trips, one in February or January, and then one like now, because if the weather doesn't break, so many people are just like, they're going crazy.
I know. I'm not a super hot weather person. Like, I like this in the fall, going to Italy. I'll have my little light jacket on and, great weather. But don't get me wrong, I love the sunshine and the pool and so forth. But we go somewhere where it's not 95 and not like sweltering hot that I'm profusely sweating. Like, we go comfortable, and there's cabanas you can lay on, or there's the pool you can get in, the beach you can walk, or activities that you can do. There's entertainment during the day, entertainment at night, air-conditioned restaurants.
You bring your own entertainment too.
We do bring our own entertainment with about 50 people that love to have a good time. And I'm telling you, the best thing from these trips is the friendships that I've made. Just example, this last trip, I had a few new couples that went on the trip that I knew from the chamber, just seeing them at different things over the years, but now are truly some of my best friends. We started a supper club. We get together at someone's house each month. We've done that since January. Happens to be my house this weekend. People are coming to. It's just the best. That's the bonus of those trips.
And I've heard stories where people who've gone on the trip are doing things together outside, and they've never, they didn't do that before. They didn't really know each other very well, or that's the kind of networking and relationships that come out of something like this. So
absolutely
take advantage of it. Real quick, I want to mention because it is a great time around here in the summer. So many great establishments with local entertainment.
Yes.
Get out and just enjoy the summer with folks.
Absolutely, you and I are big proponents of that. Supporting live music, local musicians. My son Logan happens to be one of them. Julie Panchora from our office is half of 50 Miles to Empty. Yeah. We go to support them wherever they are in the summer. So get out and support your live music. I know Silver Shores has a lot of music. Julian's has live music on the patio. Davenport's has live music. Riverside Brewing, Gatehouse Winery, a lot of places have live music, and go support them and support your local musicians and have a great meal or a cocktail or a mocktail while you're there.
Yeah. Christa, if folks have any questions, they want more information, they want to become chamber members, how do they get a hold of you?
Join us tomorrow at the chamber office at 908 Diamond Park in Meadville for our member orientation. If you can't make that, feel free to call and schedule a one-on-one appointment with any of us. It's 814-337-8030, or leave a message on Facebook or our website, meadvillechamber.com.
Great seeing you this morning.
You too.
All the best.
Wildfire smoke from Canada was blowing into the American upper Midwest on Tuesday. The foggy air that could be seen over Minnesota's lakeport city of Duluth is drifting down from huge wildfires in Canadian provinces Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. And the smoke is expected to spread to New York and the East Coast in the days ahead, putting tens of millions of people's health at risk. The wildfires have swept Canada since May, forcing thousands of evacuations and disrupting the area's oil production. The Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Center says that as of Monday, over 200 fires were active, with 106 out of control. An air quality tracker, IQ Air, says air ratings will get worse in New York, Philadelphia, Washington, and Boston on early Wednesday, to levels it says are unhealthy for sensitive groups. However, Ely, Minnesota, near the Manitoba border, hit a hazardous air quality of 336 on Tuesday afternoon. And in IQ Air's list of the world's major cities, Minneapolis ranked third worst for air quality, with a 168 reading, tying with Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of Congo. One public health expert Reuters spoke to said, quote, "Airborne particulate matter is the most serious environmental health risk we know of, and can damage the heart, lungs, and brain. So far, Canada's wildfires have burned through 4.7 million acres of land, causing widespread damage. But the current crisis is still far smaller than in 2023, when about 42 million acres burned."
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
Poppy's Equipment and Storage Rental in Pleasantville is committed to providing our customers with exceptional service while offering quality rental equipment. Poppy's is now an authorized steel dealer with everything you need to have for sawing and cutting or mowing to digging. And of course, Poppy's has tents, tables, chairs, heaters, generators, barbecues, and more for your next wedding or get-together. Need firewood or propane? No problem. Whether you're in construction or a weekend warrior, reach out to Poppy's about your next project. Poppy's Place on the Tenesta Road in Pleasantville. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
a unique shopping experience with great gift ideas, decor, and so much more, come check out what Titusville Market Square's nearly 100 vendors have to offer, featuring unique items from local agribusiness, craftsmen, and vendors. We also offer products from 4 regional dairies, including a full line of Titusville dairy products. We carry a complete line of Amish wedding products, local honey, and maple syrup, as well as nostalgic Dog and Suds root beer and Fiestada pizzas. Don't forget to pick up fresh Clark's Donuts, delivered daily. Titusville Market Square, the new name in one-stop shopping.
Who can solve this equation? Ooh! Me. Anyone else? Fine. Jake from State Farm. Again.
Right. It's the personal price plan theorem. If you bundle your home and auto, that can equal an affordable price just for you.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Fat Chad's Brewing is Titusville's premier dining destination, offering fine dining served with a cold beverage and great conversations. Try our new menu items, the T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Our pasta entries and sandwiches are just as popular. Try the new lobster ravioli, shrimp and scallop pasta, or our popular Asiago chicken. Don't forget about our famous burgers or fish sandwich, all served with fresh cut fries. Come in Saturday nights for Wild Game Saturdays. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
For over 11 years, Triple M Roofing has been providing Amish quality craftsmanship and work ethic that you can rely on. Pole barns, decks, porches, siding, and almost all roofing needs, Triple M Roofing will get the job done on time without sacrificing quality or the promise to deliver within your budget. Call today for a free estimate, 814-964-0472. Waiting is what you'll do with the other guys. Getting it done is what we do. Amish owned and operated, we're Triple M Roofing.
U.S. stock indexes closed higher on Tuesday, with the Dow and S&P 500 each gaining roughly 0.5% and the Nasdaq climbing 0.8%. Tuesday brought more mixed economic data, including a report from the Labor Department that showed job openings increased in April, while layoffs also picked up. Ross Mayfield is investment strategist at Baird.
The big one for investors is going to be a pretty solid JOLTS jobs report. There's a lot of anxiety about where the labor market stands today. We get some good data, some data that shows some cracks. And ultimately, if you're going to build the bull case for the economy, you have to bring the labor market and the consumer along. So I think getting that pop in job openings and seeing a little bit of resilience from the labor market is helping things today. And then you have continued momentum from big tech and AI adjacent names. So that obviously is helping given the concentration there.
That tech momentum was courtesy of chip makers NVIDIA and Broadcom, which each rose roughly 3%. Broadcom hit a fresh record high after the company said it has begun to ship its latest networking chip that aims to speed AI. Other movers included Dollar General, which surged nearly 16% as the discount retailer raised its annual sales forecast after surpassing quarterly sales expectations. And CrowdStrike, up 2% at the close, shed more than 6% in extended trading after the cybersecurity firm forecast second quarter revenue below Wall Street estimates. Meanwhile, the White House said President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping are set to speak this week after Trump accused China of violating an agreement to roll back tariffs. The Trump administration wants countries to provide their best offer on trade negotiations by Wednesday, as officials seek to accelerate talks with multiple partners ahead of a self-imposed deadline in just 5 weeks, according to a draft letter to negotiating partners seen by Reuters.
Well, joining us this morning from the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce, it's Kat Thompson. Hi, Kat. How are you today?
Hi, Luke. I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Good to see you this morning.
You too. I'm glad to be back. We've got some sunshine. Things are happening in the community. It's a great time.
Isn't it amazing what a little sunshine can do?
It's incredible. I mean, yeah, and especially where we live, it's so beautiful. We have such an amazing treasure right here in our backyard with the rivers and the trails and the parks and everything. So it just kind of comes alive when the sun's out and everything's green and blossoming.
I had to hit the road last night and just head out of town for a little bit, and my ride was so beautiful. And I'm like, I was just on this road like a couple weeks ago, and it just looks a lot different.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, you just got to watch out for the critters.
Yes. So when you see sunshine, attitudes change a little bit. There's some excitement. What's crazy is it just seems like it's coming so late that you go, oh my gosh, it's already June.
Yeah. I was noticing that the other day, thinking, wow, everything is so green. But then you look at it, it's June. It's supposed to be. It should be.
Yes.
But it kind of makes the summer sneak up on you a little bit with all the things that we have going on. And of course, I think we talked about, we have Hannah who started with us. This is her, I think, 4th week. We're in her 4th week of her being here full time at the chamber. But we just dove in. We were at all of the schools multiple times. We had our last batch of senior awards yesterday. We were at West Forest and then Rocky Grove. And those are the last 2 of our Forest Ready and Venango Ready senior awards, where we got to certify and cord the students who have completed that and earned that designation. So we've been traveling all over the region.
Now, as you wrap up the school year like that, what sort of plans go into the summer? Because I would imagine you're still thinking and working on things for the upcoming year.
Absolutely. So right now, Hannah and I are working on an alumni email. We're putting a survey out to all of the students over the past 4 years. So we're up to, I think it's 252 students that are now part of the Venango Ready and Forest Ready Alumni Network. And so what I tell them is the program doesn't stop at graduation. We want to continue to connect with them as they need. Maybe they don't need us, and that's great. But if they do, we're here. We want to help connect them to opportunities and support them through their career journeys. And I always say, whether it's next month, next year, or in 4 years. So as our first kind of group of them, those that went on to 4-year school are starting to get out now. Some of them went directly into the workforce. And as you know, sometimes people make changes. So we want to continue to be that network and that support for them. So we're working on, communications out to all of them to find out how we can best connect with them. So we're doing a survey. We're probably going to start an Instagram account that's targeted towards students and alumni of the program to share what resources are. That's, for me, I'm so far removed from that generation. How do they take information in? And so the great thing about Hannah, she just graduated from college, so she kind of understands that world a little bit more than I do, so can communicate to them in a way that makes sense to them. So we're looking at really figuring out how we can strengthen and build that alumni network now that school's kind of ending for the summer, and looking to figure out how we can better help connect them to the local business community when they need.
So if you get a survey, fill it out, right? Take your time and do it. I feel bad because, you have service work done or something, you buy something and you get these surveys, and I tend to ignore them. But I was talking to a local business who was only like a couple surveys off from winning an award. And I'm like, well, I didn't help you. So now I'm more, I recognize when those come, I'm like, I should take time and fill them out.
Yeah, there's a reason, because, it's work to put that in. We're sitting there thinking through the questions, and then of course you have to, the logistics of it, build it, send it out. So there's reasons why businesses and organizations do that. They're looking for specific information to help make them better, to help make it a better experience for you. And one of the things we're doing, though, we're incentivizing it a little bit. We're not going to ask them to fill that out without a little incentive. So we're going to be giving away, I think we decided 6 gift cards to we'll randomly choose out of those that complete the survey. So, we want to make it worth their while. And so that's always a nice perk if somebody can, give something away, not to everybody, obviously, but just give a little bit of a reason to help us out.
Well, again, I had a guest last week who said, yeah, you know what? Because of surveys and things that we get back, we've added, in this case, it was a hospital, we added this service, or now we're going to provide this because that's the feedback. I was like, okay, so that's really important. So.
So instead of going on Facebook and complaining about something, we can all just fill out surveys, to get our voices heard.
That's right.
That's a better way to do it.
So you have all this planning to do for next year, but on top of that, it's festival season, it's tourism season, and there's so much happening.
There's so much happening. Golf outing is our most, well, actually, I think we have a chamber mixer coming up before that, and then golf outing after that. We're Flex. So Flex is a program of the chamber, the Young Professionals Group, and so our big event for that is Bike and Brew. So we're helping support the Flex team on that and working to organize that. That's the Saturday before festival. Then we have festival. We have our steak fry. We have cranberry festival we're thinking about as well. So it's a busy time. It's table moving time, as we like to call it here in chamber world. We've got some tables we have to move. So that was one of the things that surprised me the most when I started at the chamber. Susan had asked me, what's something that you didn't expect? And I said, well, we do CrossFit. And she said, what? I said, well, we pick stuff up from one place and move it to another, and then pick it up from there and move it back. Isn't that what you do at CrossFit? I don't know. So we're getting into that season where there's a lot going on in the community, but it's always so exciting. It's great to see people come together. And I think that people are looking for that connection more. I think, post-COVID, people got a little bit comfortable kind of staying in, ordering things online, curbside pickups. But it seems like now people are really wanting to get back to that in-person, face-to-face connection. And so we have a lot of opportunities to do that. And it's good for so many reasons, for personal connections, for professional connections. Even though these are fun events and, festivals and activities and golfing, there's a lot of great networking. There's a lot of ways to promote business through these things. That's why, as a chamber, why we do them. Our goal is still to build, serve, and promote regional business. That's our mission. And so there's a lot of ways to do that. So for our business people, be thinking about how you can use those events to really promote and share the products and services and the business that you have and that you want the community to see.
And then it comes down to just some basic things as well, right? Be friendly to folks when they're in town or when they come through your door. Make sure you have a nice inviting space. There's little things like that. And a lot of times, sometimes you say that and people are like, well, I can't afford to, do that. Well, it's not about that. It's, just sweeping your sidewalk or,
Dust off the cobwebs. Those spiders are out there. They're working hard. And, you hate to destroy all their hard work, but, dust off the cobwebs. Absolutely. We should see if we can find that. We have, an article that sometimes we share, around springtime, spring cleaning for businesses. Make it inviting. We're going to see people here that might never have walked past your business before, and you want to make it inviting for them to come in. You want to be clear with your hours, have a nice clean storefront, have nice looking windows that people want to walk in and see what it is. Have signage, and like you said, be friendly. If somebody comes in, even if you're busy, that's one thing, especially with, a different generation of workers. Sometimes that might not be, something that they automatically think of when someone comes in. Even if you can't help them right away, look at them, smile. I'll be right with you. Welcome. Just 1 second. I'll be over there. If you need something, let me know. Those little things can go a long way. And in the reverse, a lot of times you're not going to get a lot of chances. Unfortunately, sometimes people are quick to write off if, it says somewhere that the business is open and it's not. That can happen 1 or 2 times, and then people will start to say, oh, I'm not going to go there because I don't know if they're going to be open, So, be clear with that information. We always say, under promise, over deliver. So, if you might have some things coming up with hours, be clear in that, and don't let people think, something's going to happen if it's not going to. So, it's a great time to connect with new customers, new employees, perhaps, if you're looking for that. So you want to make sure that you're welcoming and inviting for that to happen.
That's wonderful. And again, if you've got events coming up that might be part of the festival season, or just things coming up down the road and you need help promoting that, the Chamber's always there to help, and a lot of ideas are kicked around to help those businesses.
Absolutely. We've got lots of ideas. I'm the ideas gal, I've got lots of them. They might be a little outside of the box, but sometimes that's what you need, right?
Right. Well, and I think sometimes, people, and I know you've had these conversations with businesses that say, hey, I know I need to have a bigger social media presence. I just don't know where to start, or who I can talk to. Again, these are conversations you can, and I know you love talking to businesses. Susan loves talking to businesses, and it's not you guys sitting there saying, oh, this is what we do. It's, hey, we want to listen. Tell us about you. Tell us about your business. And then that's where you guys come in and say, boy, yeah, I think we could help you with this. Or maybe we can't, but we know somebody who can.
Connect you with the resources. Absolutely. We have a lot of local businesses that help with that. You can hire to help with that, and it makes a big difference. Or maybe we just have some tips or tricks. I think sometimes people, one of the freebies that I give away, sometimes people say, I post all the time. I'm on social media. I'm, updating our page all the time. Well, if I don't follow your page, then that doesn't mean anything. If you're not sharing it anywhere else, then I might not see it. The Facebook algorithms, like, it's a mystery, right? How does it work? I don't know. But, getting people to like and share so that their friends see things, sharing on community groups might get you some new views. You have to kind of go outside of the business. Sometimes, when you're a business owner, that's all you do, right? I laugh sometimes, not in a mean way, but when, I'm talking with students and they say, oh, I want to own my own business someday. I want to be my own boss. I want to set my own hours. And I say, oh, you want to work all the hours, because that's what you do as a small business owner. You work you're always working, right? You don't have a lot of free time. You eat, sleep, and breathe that business. And so sometimes it's hard to read the label from inside the jar, right? So, you think like, I'm doing this all the time. Why aren't other people seeing that work? But you got to get outside of those same avenues that you're in to reach different audiences. And it's hard to get people's attention these days. There's a lot of distractions. So you have to be creative. You have to diversify the ways that you, are advertising or communicating. Sometimes word of mouth can be the best way, but you've got to get people talking about it and give them a reason to. So there's things that you can do to do that. But even if you're always updating your own page, that might not get to new people if they're not already following you. So there's a lot of things that people can do to kind of help spread the word. But sometimes it helps just to talk it out with someone else. And like you said, we're here to listen, and we want to be helpful to our local businesses and really see them succeed. So if we can share anything with how we do things, or how we've seen other people do things, or connect businesses to resources, we want to do that. We're connectors.
That's great. Let's do this real quick. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Kat Thompson with us here this morning from the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. I know it's it's a busy time. There's a lot of things to plan for, and to make sure everything's in place, because you guys set the bar extremely high. That obviously people are talking about festival season year round, and what a great time, and how important it is for community spirit and welcoming people in, as we've been talking about. So if there is something that you want to get involved with, whether it's part of the festival season or maybe volunteering, they can contact the chamber for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we try to put together a package, because there's so many ways to get involved. From if you want to donate a raffle basket, we know businesses get asked a lot, but it is a way to get your name out there. We share, everybody's looking at those baskets. We put the business's name on those. We do them, the live stream when we pick the winners. You can be in the parade. That's free to be in the parade, and we have a lot of eyeballs on that parade. There's children's fun fair. If you want to do a free activity for kids, and you can connect with children and family, there's so many different ways that people might not think about. They might think, oh, you're just asking for money for sponsorship. Yes, we are doing that as well, which, we get your name out there, but there's a lot of other ways to participate and be involved in things. golf outing. We have a trade show. If you want to set up a vendor table, you can do that to connect with, other vendors, golfers that come, and, the public is welcome to come to that trade show as well to see some of the businesses. So sometimes there's different ways to get involved that you might not be aware of. So people can absolutely reach out to us with those questions. Keep an eye on our newsletter. We try to share, that information there, but you can always reach out to us. Our phone number is 814-676-8521. You can find us at chamber at venangochamber.org is our email, or go on our website, venangochamber.org. There's lots of ways to get it. Just Google Venango Chamber, you'll find us. There aren't any other Venango Chambers anywhere in the world. So you can always reach out with those questions. And
I always feel too, and I know we've talked about this, where you say, how crazy, this time of year is, and almost, year round, it's just always busy, but never busy enough where you have to tell somebody, we don't have time to sit and talk to you. You'll always make time to meet with chamber members.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why we do what we do, is for our members. And so, whether it's grabbing a cup of coffee, and, Susan, she'll answer her phone at 10 o'clock at night, and I probably would too if it was, real important. But if people want to schedule with us, somebody is going to be available. We might have to get a little creative some days on what time. We probably won't be able to meet with somebody, on the Saturday of festival, but yeah, we'll make time to meet with people, whether it's we come to you, grab a cup of coffee. We like to go out and see our businesses. For me, we have over 465 members. I haven't been out to all of them yet, so I love to see what our members are doing. So whether we meet you in your business, if you want to come here and see our new office, the elevator's working now. We've got some great meeting space here, or if you want to meet and grab a cup of coffee at one of our great local coffee shops, we want to make time for our members.
So I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but for you, what are some highlights that people should maybe check out this summer? What are some things you enjoy doing here in the region?
Well, for me, my first thought is Oil Creek State Park. I love the trails, Girard Trail. We have an incredible treasure there. It's free to go walk around, and it's beautiful, and it's hard to find that. I was going up to Erie with a friend, and we were like, oh, let's go for a hike. Let's go find a trail. And it's hard to find anything comparable to Oil Creek, and that's right in our backyard, and it is a gem. So there's lots of events going on there. I was just at the Makerspace had a biking event to kind of talk about the opportunities there. So anything outdoors in nature. And then of course, for me, I'm a people person, social butterfly. I love any of the community events where people are coming together, where there's people walking around. This Friday, Oil City's having a First Friday where some of the area businesses are getting together. They're shutting down the street. There's going to be artists and things like that. So just getting to see the community come together and celebrate together, and anything where there's positivity, right? There's so much negativity, especially if you're on Facebook, and people that might not be connected and know what's going on. So the more that we can come together and have those celebrations, and hopefully that'll kind of spill out to those complainers, and they'll see that there are great things happening here. Anything like that is something that I'm excited about, no matter where it is in the region. So those are just a couple things. I'm sure I could give you a whole long list, but those are just a couple things that come to mind.
And the other great thing about Oil Creek is no shark attacks in the last, ever.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident there have been no shark attacks. Yeah, no, there are bobcats out there, but I don't think there are any bobcat attacks either.
Yeah,
so
that's good. The trip to Italy, which is coming up in the fall.
Oh my goodness!
If somebody is just hearing about it, or something opened up in their schedule, is that full? Is there time if somebody wanted to sign up?
No, there is still time to sign up. We did have a deadline on that because we needed the numbers to really start to block off. The travel company blocks off the hotels and the airline and things like that. But we can still fit people in if they're interested in going. We actually just had another couple reach out yesterday. That sounds like they're pretty serious on going. So we're up to, with the Venango Chamber, I want to say if those two register, that would be 34.
Wow.
I think Meadville has over 20. So we'll be going with our neighbors to the north as well. And so, yeah, there's still time. If anyone is interested in traveling to Italy, we're going October 18th through the 26th this year. It's, just under $4,000 for that. It's a great value, and you'll be traveling with us, with your neighbors, and seeing we're going everywhere, Rome and Florence, and I'm looking at Venice and Milan, like all kinds of places. So it's stress-free travel. They have the itinerary planned out. We have the evenings free to go eat all the pizza that we can, which is my goal in life. So it's going to be a great trip. So yeah, absolutely reach out if you're interested in that.
Kat, great catching up with you. All the best.
Thanks, Luke.
Thanks. Take care. That's Kat Thompson joining us here this morning from the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce.
Wildfire smoke from Canada was blowing into the American upper Midwest on Tuesday. The foggy air that could be seen over Minnesota's lakeport city of Duluth is drifting down from huge wildfires in Canadian provinces Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. And the smoke is expected to spread to New York and the East Coast in the days ahead, putting tens of millions of people's health at risk. The wildfires have swept Canada since May, forcing thousands of evacuations and disrupting the area's oil production. The Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Center says that as of Monday, over 200 fires were active, with 106 out of control. An air quality tracker, IQ Air, says air ratings will get worse in New York, Philadelphia, Washington, and Boston on early Wednesday, to levels it says are unhealthy for sensitive groups. However, Ely, Minnesota, near the Manitoba border, hit a hazardous air quality of 336 on Tuesday afternoon. And in IQ Air's list of the world's major cities, Minneapolis ranked third worst for air quality, with a 168 reading, tying with Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of Congo. One public health expert Reuters spoke to said, quote, "Airborne particulate matter is the most serious environmental health risk we know of, and can damage the heart, lungs, and brain. So far, Canada's wildfires have burned through 4.7 million acres of land, causing widespread damage. But the current crisis is still far smaller than in 2023, when about 42 million acres burned."
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Ryan Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services, from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Lovin'. Puppy Lovin' is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
U.S. stock indexes closed higher on Tuesday, with the Dow and S&P 500 each gaining roughly 0.5% and the Nasdaq climbing 0.8%. Tuesday brought more mixed economic data, including a report from the Labor Department that showed job openings increased in April, while layoffs also picked up. Ross Mayfield is investment strategist at Baird.
The big one for investors is going to be a pretty solid JOLTS jobs report. There's a lot of anxiety about where the labor market stands today. We get some good data, some data that shows some cracks. And ultimately, if you're going to build the bull case for the economy, you have to bring the labor market and the consumer along. So I think getting that pop in job openings and seeing a little bit of resilience from the labor market is helping things today. And then you have continued momentum from big tech and AI adjacent names. So that obviously is helping given the concentration there.
That tech momentum was courtesy of chip makers NVIDIA and Broadcom, which each rose roughly 3%. Broadcom hit a fresh record high after the company said it has begun to ship its latest networking chip that aims to speed AI. Other movers included Dollar General, which surged nearly 16% as the discount retailer raised its annual sales forecast after surpassing quarterly sales expectations. And CrowdStrike, up 2% at the close, shed more than 6% in extended trading after the cybersecurity firm forecast second quarter revenue below Wall Street estimates. Meanwhile, the White House said President Donald Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping are set to speak this week after Trump accused China of violating an agreement to roll back tariffs. The Trump administration wants countries to provide their best offer on trade negotiations by Wednesday, as officials seek to accelerate talks with multiple partners ahead of a self-imposed deadline in just 5 weeks, according to a draft letter to negotiating partners seen by Reuters.
Well, here's a look at that weather forecast on this Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine, hazy today, mid-80s for a high. Not too bad. Partly cloudy this evening, more clouds overnight, hazy as well. Lows in the mid-60s. Thursday, some afternoon thunderstorms, upper 70s for a high. Friday, scattered thunderstorms, mid-70s. Saturday, looking a lot better than what we reported yesterday. Partly cloudy and mid to upper 70s. We'll take it. Sunday, partly cloudy, mid 70s. And just a sneak peek ahead to Monday, scattered thunderstorms with a high in the low 70s. Meadville this morning, checking in at 68 degrees already. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 69, Titusville 63, Franklin this morning 66. Oil City still the cool spot at 64 degrees here at 8:39. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Well, Mallory Spence is joining us this morning, resource specialist with the United Way of the Venango and Titusville region. Hi, Mallory. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Good to see you this morning.
You too. Beautiful day.
Great forecast. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. What's new and exciting in the world of the United Way? Tell us what you've been working on.
Well, we have quite a few things going on right now, as I'm sure everybody does. One thing I wanted to mention is that we have our summer career camps coming up. I'm not sure if Will has mentioned them, but they start June 23rd. We're still doing registrations for those. Currently, we have 37 children signed up.
Wow.
Now, that is over the 3 weeks, and a lot of those kids are duplicated through the 3 weeks, but that is the highest registration we've had since we started these 2 years ago.
That's great. That's exciting.
Yes.
So I guess it would be one of those things where if you haven't signed up and you're like, hey, this would be great for my kid to be involved with, is it too late or can they?
They can still sign up. It is completely free. They get dropped off at what used to be the Venango campus in Oil City at 8 a.m.
Okay, so they can call the United Way for more information?
They can call. There's also information on the United Way of Venango County's website.
Okay.
And that is also where you register.
Okay. So the summer career camp's going on.
Yes.
Okay.
So those are 3 weeks. The first week's public service, then STEM and math, and the last week is arts, AV, and technology.
Very cool. There's something there for everybody.
Right. That's what we try to do.
And it says no cost, and there's really no cost?
No cost at all. Completely free. Breakfast, lunch, snacks provided. We transport kids to different locations to see tours of local businesses and places. There's presentations, projects, demonstrations.
So really, these kids are going to get a nice hands-on experience.
Correct.
Okay. 814-676-6545 to sign up and to learn more.
Yeah.
Okay. Grades 6 through 10. But, there's so many students today, I think, that are pushed to kind of pick a career. And something like this would provide some opportunities. If somebody's like, I don't really know about this, or maybe I'd like to learn more, to have that opportunity to help them maybe kind of guide what direction they want to head into after school.
Correct. Yep. So that's the goal. And that's why we started it so young, because there is, I think, a push for children to know what they want to do younger and younger.
Right.
Which is crazy, because I know when I was in 6th grade, I had no idea what I wanted to do in life. But it gives them an idea of not only the kind of the area, public service, but all the different pieces that are involved in that.
That's great. I look at my kids. I've got our oldest is going to graduate college next year. And I said to him and our middle son, who just finished his first year of college, I'm like, I know you're going to school for this, but if something jumps out at you, don't be afraid to explore that. And I think there's even college kids that get into school and are exposed to other things, and they go, oh, maybe that's the direction I want to go, which is great. But again, it just kind of goes back and tells you, maybe we shouldn't be putting kids in these boxes right away. Let them kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
I realize it's expensive to do that, but
it is. I know I switched majors 3 times in college. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Far off from what you initially wanted to do?
No, it was kind of all close, but still,
Yeah.
Then you take classes and they don't matter anymore.
Yeah, but that's great. That's fantastic. So again, summer career camps coming up, so still time to get in on that. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the kids really enjoy it. Most of the kids that we have register are repeats from previous years. So they like it, which is great.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you just got done with the golf outing too, correct?
We did. Our golf outing was May 15th. It was a good turnout. 30 teams.
Wow.
30. 40 would be insane.
Yeah.
That would be too much.
It'd be way too much.
Yeah.
30's like that, just that perfect number.
I have to say, I really enjoyed 30. We had 36 last year, and it seemed to drag out a little bit.
And, of course, this benefits the United Way?
Yes, all the proceeds from the golf scramble go to our annual campaign, which would be used, what we call a general fund, for allocations to other nonprofits.
And it looks like you guys picked like the one day in May it was nice.
We did.
Okay.
It rained the day before and the day after. We just tend to get very lucky with our scrambles. Since I've started, we have not had a rainy day.
Well, look, and all these folks are so proud to support the United Way, which is awesome.
Yeah. We have, most of our teams are historical, and then every year we get a few new ones, but they really enjoy it. Everyone tells us how great of a scramble it is. It's always good to hear.
Oh, that looks like it was a beautiful day. Wow. Well, congrats.
Thank you.
Already planning for next year?
Not yet,
Okay.
but I'm sure we will be shortly.
All right.
Let's get through the summer at least.
Yeah. It's a good thing. People have so much fun. I'm sure they're asking you, like, hey, don't forget us next year. We want to play again.
I did talk to multiple people that told me to make sure they were on our mailing list for next year.
It sounds like there's been a lot of planning for the summer, so things are kind of in place for the next several months.
Yeah, I would like to think so.
You've got the National Night Out coming up beginning of... I know it sounds far away, beginning of August.
But it's really not.
It's not.
We are. The mini grants, the applications just closed. So I want to say we have 6 little committees or neighborhoods that applied for those. We haven't had a chance to look at them yet. UPMC, Northwest, and Health Plan are our major sponsors again for that. They have been for the past 3 years, I want to say, which is great because that's what allows us to be able to do that.
When you do events like this, it's important to have community partners involved. Yes. Is that something that you're reaching out to them, they're coming to you and saying, how can we help or be a part of it, a little bit of both?
So with National Night Out, it's pretty different from most of our events because it's the committees that are putting on the events. They're the ones reaching out to partners. Now, if those individual committees reach out to us and they're like, hey, we can't get in contact with someone or we don't know who to reach out to, we can definitely help. But National Night Out for us is very nice because it's minimal work for us.
That's good.
It is good. Yeah. So there'll be hopefully 6 events throughout the county. And then this year, I know we did talk to Titusville does one, the police station, I believe. And we talked to them. We're going to help funding with that as well.
That's great. And I always say that because there's so much that's going on inside the United Way to begin with. So any chance you have probably that you can be a part of something where you've got that outside help is...
Yes. It's
incredible.
Great.
Yeah. And it creates good bonds and good trust and, good partnerships.
And we hear great. People just love the National Night Out events. It's convenient because it's in their neighborhood. They're spread around. We don't put regulations on it as far as time frames. So last year we had one that did a breakfast, which I thought was a unique idea. And then some are, of course, in the afternoon, some are in the evening. So if you really wanted to, you could just travel the county and go to multiple events.
So not necessarily a nighttime thing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fundraising events happening throughout the summer because a lot of the programs that United Way is involved with obviously cost money to support. So what sort of things are coming up this summer?
So this summer, we did just start selling tickets yesterday for our 12 days of giveaways. This year, we involved Titusville with this. So since the merger went through, the 12 days supports the Imagination Library. So now, of course, that includes Titusville. So this is open to anyone in Titusville. It's the 12 days. We generally do this in December, but we are doing Christmas in July. So this will run from July.
We almost had Christmas in July with the way the weather was going.
We almost did. Let's not jinx it because it might snow tomorrow.
That's right.
I mean, not per the forecast, but you never know. So that runs from July 10th through the 25th. So the way that works is tickets are available online. Again, on the United Way of Venango website. We do have physical tickets. If you would like to purchase them, they can be purchased at both United Way offices. And then the Franklin Chamber will be selling tickets as well. Those are $5 a piece, or you get 3 for $10. And then every ticket you buy actually enters you into all 12 days. It's not like you're buying a ticket for a specific day. Now, if your name gets picked, we take that one ticket out. But if you have 12 tickets, you'll still have 11. So we've had people that have won multiple times, lucky people that should go play the lottery. But we do, so there's 12 giveaways. 8 of them are valued at $150. 3 are at $250, and the grand prize, which we draw on the last day, is over $400. And those are all prizes of adult beverages.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to have a really good summer.
Yes. Yes, someone will. We used to, at Christmas time, it was like, this will get you through the holidays.
Yes.
And now it's like, have a big summer party.
Yep. You got a lot of family coming in? No problem. If I win this,
here you go.
That solves a lot of things.
And we also do a 50-50 with that as well. That's also drawn on the last day.
Okay. So, again, you can find your tickets online or at, like you said, the Franklin Chamber.
Mm-hmm. Franklin Chamber and the two United Way offices.
All right. So get your tickets and, again, support a great program.
Yes. You got to help the kids.
Absolutely. You said you sold, before coming on, I think you said you sold like 2 billion tickets?
2 billion, yes.
Okay,
that was the very specific number that we sold last year.
Yes. So.
No, usually I would say we sell, I don't know, I'm trying to do math in my head right now. I would guess close to like 350 tickets, which is great.
It is, yeah.
And again, all we do for that is the drawings are done Facebook Live at noon. The videos are 1 minute long, and then we announce the winner.
Awesome. Support the United Way, support this program, and get your tickets. 12 days of giveaways. Christmas in July happening.
Yeah.
That's great. Let's do this real quick. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Mallory Spence with us here this morning from the United Way of the Venango and Titusville region. I want to talk about that real quick. Merger officially happened. Facebook, websites, what's going on there? How can folks get the best and latest information?
So we just started merging our Facebook accounts last week.
Okay.
So what we are going to do is we will start to push traffic to the Venango site, which we've updated the name to be the new United Way of Venango and Titusville region. We shared a post last week, maybe Thursday, I can't remember, but just notifying people to please go like the new Facebook page. We'll continue to post to Titusville's old page for a while until people kind of get used to it, but we are trying to push the traffic there. We've been posting to both for a year, and just to stop duplicating information.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
We are going to be kind of pushing it all over to that. We're going to do the same thing with our Instagram account. I can't say that's as pressing. We just don't have as big of a following on Instagram, and we are working on updating our websites. So the websites, there will actually be a whole new domain name, but people going to either of the old websites will still be redirected to the new one.
Okay.
That's hopefully within the next 2 months, we will have that finalized.
So on Facebook, if somebody just searches United Way of Venango and Titusville region, they're going to see the updated Facebook page there, and they
Correct.
can like that, follow it, and get all the latest.
Please, all the things.
Okay. A few weeks back, you had the Call for Volunteers event?
Yeah.
Talk about that event and talk about how important it is, because you talk to any organization, and of course, a big struggle for almost everybody is the need for volunteers. What does it mean to be a volunteer? What does that mean to an organization when you have volunteers?
Volunteering is one of the things we hear from agencies all the time, that they just need volunteers. They have programs going on that maybe are not doing as well as they could. So the volunteer fairs we put together, Jennifer Taylor did, who is the Director of Community Impact and Education. And we did one in Titusville, one in Venango. The goal was to get people to come to learn about volunteer opportunities and also promote our volunteer website, which is the Get Connected website, which can be found, actually, if you go to Venango's website, there's a link that says Get Involved. And then you can click volunteer and it takes you to a website that is full of all the listed in the areas, any volunteer needs. And they put specifics in there. Maybe it's a technology volunteer, maybe it's finance, or maybe it's manual labor. But they put that in there so you can kind of sort through and find what it is that you're looking for. With the volunteer fairs, that gave her an opportunity to meet with the agencies as well, to then get those needs into the software, which was great.
So kind of just collecting as much information as possible.
Right. Yes.
What's is this feedback you're getting from partners, other nonprofits, or how are you? What sort of information are you getting from those in the community that are struggling with this?
Yes, I would love to give you more on this. However, it is really a Jennifer question. It is from agencies, and they really enjoyed the fairs. And we had a good turnout of individuals that came, but the main thing we heard as far as feedback went was that at least they got to meet with each other.
Yes.
The agencies, to see what everybody else was doing and what everybody else needed, and maybe they could share, oh, I have this volunteer that really wants to do construction, and they had a need for that.
Well, I think, too, you're finding a lot of people are serving on multiple boards.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's the other aspect, right? And that, maybe it's also, and I know it's been pushed to board members to also help find, volunteers and other folks who might have an interest. So if you're somebody who, and this isn't a lecture, if you're somebody who sits at home and, you're not afraid to type things on social media.
Right. Maybe
stop doing that and get involved and see what it takes to put an event on or to help an organization accomplish their goals. You can take that negativity and turn it into something positive.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, there might be an agency that needs someone to type stuff on social media. That could be a volunteer need, and you could find that out on the Get Connected website.
Okay, so you can find that there, and that's on the Venango United Way page. Okay.
Yes, soon to be the both page, but
right.
Not quite yet.
I'm going to throw another Jennifer question at you. Real quick, we're wrapping up the school year, and United Way has just played such an important role in putting career counselors and specialists into school districts. Hard to believe wrapping up another school year, but I'm sure it's also a big relief for those just to take a deep breath and say, wow, what a year.
Yes, I believe that's correct. We did an all-team meeting the other day, and it sounds like, I think everybody, even just from having like a child, the kids are over it, the teachers, I think everybody is just exhausted. So I think everyone is pretty excited for the summer break.
Now for you, a lot of events coming up over the summer, but what are some other things that you're working on, and how far ahead do you kind of plan?
We try to be about 3 months out, at least. I mean, that gives you enough time, depending on what it is, between registering, selling tickets. Some things we have going on that I did want to mention is we have a Talking is Teaching, which is a partnership with the Clinton Foundation. This is going to be a free book every month from June through May. So it's a full year. It's for kids birth through 5. The books can be picked up at the Benson Memorial Library. When you pick up that book, you get a punch card. So every month you go in, they'll give you a punch plus your free book, right? Which this month, it's if you give a pig a pancake. I brought a prop.
Nice.
And with the punch card, if you get 8 punches of the 12 months, then you'll actually get an additional free bag of books.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you don't have to return them?
You do not. They're yours for keeping.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that is an event we have going on, and we also partnered with Associated Charities and, again, the Bentz Memorial Library for gardening. So it's sessions on gardening for beginners, just planting seeds. The first one, hold on, I wrote down the date, is June 11th, and that's at the David L. Weber Community Garden. That information can be found on our Facebook pages, both Venango and Titusville, the library and Associated Charities. So that first one, they'll plant seeds. You get to take home what you planted. The next one is July 9th at Associated Charities. And then the third one of the series is August 13th at the library.
Excellent. Some good stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Anything else, Mallory?
Not. We do have an event coming up for the garden. I cannot off the top of my head remember the specific date, but that will be just to kind of invite people to the garden, get to see it, enjoy it. We'll have benches you can sit at, maybe some snacks, some music, just kind of like
perfect,
a good time.
Excellent. Well, thank you for coming in this morning.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, all the best.
You too.